guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Savannah and this is actually my first ever real YouTube video that I'm filming, and I'm super excited to show you guys how I got this look with all drugstore items and only one shadow on my lids, and I hope you guys enjoy, so keep on watching. So the first thing I do is prime my face. My favorite dewy primer right now, not necessarily dewy but illuminating primer, is the one from Wet n Wild. It's so good. It gives your skin such a pretty glow, and it literally, I think, is the same exact thing as the Laura Mercier illuminating primer. It really does the same exact thing, I've noticed, in my opinion, and of course it is a quarter, if not less, of the price of the Laura Mercier one, and as you can see, it really gives you kind of a slight glow, and I love it because it's super tacky. For a little more priming, I like to use the Catrice Prime and Fine. This I use for my pores. I like to just fill it in right here and on the sides of my nose. It just kind of gives you that like flawless canvas. Now I go in with foundation. I'm using two at the moment that I really love. I use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in Buff Bisque. This gives you that full coverage matte look. It's very, very matte, and I don't necessarily like that in the summer because I feel like I get cakey way more easily and I don't really like how that looks. I don't think anybody does. But I mix it with the Maybelline Dewy Fit Me foundation. This foundation is beautiful, but for my skin, I'm very oily in the T-zone but kind of dry on the other parts. So mixing the two together really gives me that flawless finish. Now you can see that it gives you that super natural look where it's not too dewy and not too matte. You could still see a little bit of a sheen, but it covers just about everything, and I really, really love how the finish is. Now I'm going in with my favorite concealer at the moment. It's the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I use the shade Almond, and I just put this a little under my eyes. I don't use a lot because this is pretty full coverage, down my nose and on my chin, but a little does go a long way with this one. Now I'm going to set my under eyes with the Wet n Wild Contouring Palette Contour. I use this shade. It's in Dulce de Leche, and I use the Morphe M536 brush. I just like to get a little bit and just go directly under my eyes to set so that I don't get any creasing throughout the day. And this powder is really, really good. It doesn't really change the color of my my concealer, but it does give that little extra coverage that I'm always looking for. I just put it everywhere where I put my concealer, especially on the sides of my nose. Now for all over powder, I like to use the e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder. This powder is really good. It's it's a light coverage, but it gives you just a little bit of a sheer tint that almost makes your skin glow a little bit while powdering still. I really love this powder, and I recommend everybody should get it, especially if you have oily skin and you get oily throughout the day. I think it's a really, really good drugstore powder. Now I go in with highlight. I like to do highlight first, and I know some people think that's kind of weird, but I love how it looks when the highlight is under my bronzer and my blush. I think it looks really natural, and I don't know, I really love the way it looks. And I'm using the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Blossom Glow. It's super beautiful. It's kind of like a pinky champagne. I really love it. And I'm just going to put that on the high point. Now I'm going to go in with blush. I know, I do it all really backwards, but I swear this is how I get my makeup to look so natural. And I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink Blush. It's beautiful. This is a really good dupe for NARS Orgasm. And I tap off a lot of excess because it is very pigmented. And I just hit kind of where I put my highlight, I like to hit kind of the same spots high up in my cheek, and it gives just a beautiful pink sheen throughout your cheeks. And I just brush it up so that there's no harsh lines, and it just gives you that extra color that is perfect for the summer. Now I'm finally going in with bronzer, my favorite bronzer in the whole wide world, not even just drugstore, just in general, is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This smells, first of all, absolutely amazing. I can't open it without literally smelling it, but it's so beautiful, and it just gives you that perfect summery suntanned look, and I absolutely love it. Now for contouring out my cheeks a little bit, I like to use the L'Oreal True Match powder. This is actually a face powder, but I get it in the color N6, which is a good bronzing color. And I use the Hoola bronzer brush. It's perfect for carving out your cheekbones a little bit, and perfect for contouring your nose. Now I just did my brows off camera. I just used the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. It's super good, goes on super creamy, and I really love it. I could do an eyebrow tutorial if you guys would want to see, but I'm pretty sure everybody kind of just has their own brow routine, but definitely I would post one if you guys wanted to see. Now, like I said, I like to do my eyeshadow with one eyeshadow when I'm doing this look. This is the Glamour Dolls x Lisa Frank Heartthrob Matte Shadow. It's just this burnt orange color. I really love it. You could find it in a lot of palettes. This I got in an Ipsy bag, and I've had it forever, but honestly, it's such a good eyeshadow, and the quality and the way it goes on is beautiful, and I just love how the color looks by itself. It builds up. Now, as you can see, I just used that one shade throughout my whole eye, and it just gives you such a pretty shadow base that you don't really need to add more or less to, in my opinion. And you could really just use any color based on your eye color. I like to use burnt oranges, browns for my brown eyes, because I think it gives it a really sultry, smoky look. And now I'm just going to do the same thing under my eyes with the same shade to smoke out the lower lash line. Now that I'm finished with the eyes, as you can see, it's super quick, easy, done with in a second. I'm going to go on with eyeliner, and I use the Essence Super Fine Eyeliner Pen in Waterproof. It is by far the best eyeliner I've ever used in my life. Tati Westbrook actually was the one who made me buy it. It doesn't move, it doesn't bleed. I think it's better than the Stila eyeliner, honestly, and that used to be my favorite, and I can't live without this. Now that I have my eyeliner on, which is another thing I could do a tutorial on if you guys wanted to see, I just do really big wing liner, but I would love to show you guys how I get that too. But now I'm just going to add a little bit of eyeliner again into my waterline, and then we'll go on to mascara. Once I do that, I like to smoke it out a little bit, as you could see, with a smudging brush. I like to use this one. It's from, I think, the Naked 2 palette. It's just a really small smudger brush, and I like to just go under and blend the two shades together to give it more of a smoky look. So now I'm going to go in with mascara. My favorite mascara is the L'Oreal Voluminous Original. I like to use it in the shade Blackest Black. And I just do a few coats on my upper and lower lashes. Lastly, I'm just going in with lips. I don't really do much at all. I don't really like matte lipsticks too much on my lips. I personally like glosses or really soothing lipsticks, and this is one of my favorites. It's literally $2. It's from Essence. It's called the Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss. It's in the color Happiness in a Bottle. It is so pretty and it stays on for such a while, and it just gives you such a natural pink sheen that's glossy, and I love it. Now that everything's done, I'm just going to set my face. I use the Makeup Revolution Sport Fix Extra Hold Makeup Setting Spray. It's super good. It doesn't have a scent. That's why I love it. Like I said, my skin is super sensitive, so I just like to use things without scents. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that one day maybe you guys could try to follow along with this. I really enjoyed filming this, and I hope you guys liked it enough so that I could keep filming videos for you and tutorials on whatever you guys would like to see. I want to get feedback so I know what to film and what you guys want. And I hope you have the best day ever, and I hope to hear you soon. Subscribe and comment and like whatever you'd please. Bye.